Welcome, Habibi, for another reaction, another video.
The toxic couple channel.
No
Never
hate.
change. All the time together. Comment, guys. I'm waiting for it, especially me.
No, this one is the lover of the BTS. They have no hate. They have only love. It's different from a
Yeah.
comment to a comment.
Army, lovers of BTS, love you. Subscribe. I will make him to do a more reaction.
Yeah, so guys, I'm not familiar with the BTS. Or I just received recently also about the
Blackpink.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with this kind of K-pop. It's all new to me, so be patient with me. Be just a little bit patient to follow step by step how it goes, because I don't know nothing about it. So let's just dive in. This one, it was suggested by the comment, and they sent me the link, so it make it much easier for me to know which one specific to react to. So let's go, guys.
First things first, a big announcement and a change to the channel. We are rebranding. The era of the Asian theory is over. We are pleased to announce the new channel name. Wait for it. Rice Squad. We believe this name more strongly represents our brand and who we are as a channel.
The very existence of BTS can be owed to its founding father, an innovator by the name of Hitman Bang. His idea to create a rap group was somewhat inspired by YG. In the late 90s, he experimented with this idea with different trainees, eventually choosing 7 members. And while 3 of them eventually left, the remaining 4, Teddy, Danny, Jinhwan, and Baekhyun, debuted
So basically,
in
the BTS wanted to start as a rap group, right?
1998 as One Time. Their first album, titled One Time for Your Mind, it was one of the year's best-selling albums and won several awards, including the Global Disc and SBS Music Awards for Best New Artist and KMTV's Award for Best Hip Hop Artist. The group enjoyed moderate
This one
success
is
and
in
released
English.
4
It's
more
much better.
albums
Because the
before
other one
going
I
on
need to
indefinite
read all
hiatus
the
in
time.
2006 due to their mandatory military service.
The year was 2010, and the 5-year-old company Big Hit Entertainment had previously
Oh,
signed
yeah, she
2
said it,
artists,
Big Hit.
88 and 2AM. They had their share of successes, but they were very traditional K-pop groups. Big Hit wanted a fresh new sound, and upon listening to One Time, CEO Hitman Bang Si-hyuk had decided that that was the sound that he had been looking for. And on top of that, the youth needed someone to relate to, but more importantly, to look up to. He decided that he would create a hip-hop group.
So basically, it was a hip hop.
At 15 years old, Kim Namjoon auditioned for a certain Big Deal Records, which he completely
I saw this
botched,
guy, he's a
forgetting the
rapper.
lyrics to the song he was performing.
sing pretty fast
Afterwards,
also.
fellow rapper Sleepy recommended that he try auditioning at
Right?
another label, Big Hit,
He's the leader, right?
and even put in a good word for him to one of the producers there. At age 16, Namjoon auditioned in front of Bang Si-hyuk himself and instantly impressed him. He was offered a deal with Big Hit on the spot, which Namjoon accepted and became
For you to understand, all the members was collected in one camp, let's say training camp, in the 15 years old. 15.
Yeah, because I saw they was 13, 14,
Yes,
15
so
to when
they
they
were
reached.
completely young, and agency in the Korea, they taken mostly the kids, Asian kids, so it could be from Japan, Thailand. So for example, like a group, this Blackpink, the one of the members, she was 14-year-old, and they took her from Thailand, and
Okay.
she's been learning Korean from the zero. That's interesting, so we're gonna watch about Blackpink as well. I feel like I'm really like a fan. Ooh.
a trainee, officially choosing a name for himself, Rap Monster, destined to become the
You can
leader
remove
of the
this
newly
move.
created group. Now that a fearless leader was chosen, they needed more members. Min Young-gi was a 17-year-old living in Daegu, an avid basketball player and rapper. He had been interested in music, especially rap, from a very early age, and despite his parents' disapproval, started performing as a rapper.
There is a
while still in high
guy-
school. He quickly gained attention.
There is a guy who also with them, who literally can do anything. Like he can play sports, he can play instruments.
Which one?
The one that we react to,
Jungkook?
yeah, Jungkook.
Oh.
He can do, literally, I saw that he can do anything. Very
as a rapper
surprising.
and producer in the underground hip-hop scene.
It's like,
One day he saw a flyer for a rap.
why it's surprising, because I would like to speak this one. Why it's surprising, because he, as much as he is talented, he choose singing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's basically he could do anything he want. I saw he can draw. He draw also really good.
Oh, I haven't seen it. Really?
Yeah, you can check the video later.
competition called Hit It and decided to participate. And although he only placed second, the company hosting the competition, you guessed it, Big Hit, decided to sign him on as a producer. Hitman Bang spoke with him afterwards, convincing him to join a newly created hip-hop group. He told him to just focus on rapping and assured him that he wouldn't need to dance. He was lying. And just like that, the new group had a second
He wasn't need to dance. They dancing, all of them.
member, known as Suga, a combination of the first two syllables
But this
of
one is also a
shooting,
rapper.
his favorite position in basketball. But they wouldn't stop there. Rappers were nice, but Big Hit actually needed a dancer. Jung Ho-seok always loved dancing.
Okay,
He was in the starting lineup of the dance crew Neuron in his hometown Gwangju. He was good at it too, winning several local championships and even winning a championship at the national level in 2008. While he did perform at several competitions hosted by JYP and even won some of them, he ultimately went on to audition for a smaller, lesser-known company, Big Hit Entertainment. His dance skills and strong understanding of rhythm made him an instant favorite, and he was signed on as J-Hope. Not only that, but they saw potential in him to become a rapper, which at this point he had little experience with. However, J-Hope made the decision to leave Big Hit until RM convinced both J-Hope and Big Hit that the group wouldn't be complete without him. He was right.
Okay, I wanna say this one before we move forward. Are they allowed to get married? Because I read it in, I don't remember where I read it. They say they're not allowed to get married. So they are allowed or no? Because it's not a religious thing.
I believe they have a contract that they cannot get married in the time when they still members of the group.
So
Because-
to stay too much close.
Yeah, to stay too much close and come on, guys. They have big fan auditoria of the girls, especially. So what's gonna happen when one of them gonna get married? So it's gonna be there is good fans and bad fans. So bad fans
To be
gonna
honest,
jealous
to be
of the
honest, I would
person.
like to say this because the One Direction gets split because of one man.
Get
You remember? Well, Zayn Malik. No, he didn't get married, but Zayn Malik was with Gigi Hadid, right?
I don't remember.
Zayn Malik was with Gigi Hadid, and basically, when I start reading more and more about them, back in the days, I read that she's his reason to split the group, to not be in the
Oh.
group and go solo. So maybe they are fear of this one, like this.
Maybe they fear so they have company. They are band,
Yeah.
but ahead of them there is a boss who telling them what to do, what not to do. So
It's a
he
mentor,
helped
yeah.
in
It's
the
a
group.
mentor, yeah.
멤버 믿고 간 거야 나도 그냥. 오래 했고 멤버 보고 왔. 멤버 보고 왔어 진짜. 근데 나는 진짜
The other video was all like this,
With the
speaking all,
addition of
and I
J-Hope,
need to read.
the rap line
Guess
was complete.
25
Now they
minute
needed
like-
some singers. Now, just
Just
like how
enough.
RM, an amazing rapper with a ton of experience, was chosen as the first official member of the rap line, it would only make sense that a legendary singer and dancer would be the perfect first member of the vocal line. Right? But Kim Sok-jin didn't have any sort of experience like that. Believe it or not, one day when he was walking on the streets of his hometown, Anyang, he was approached by a representative of SM Entertainment with an offer to work for the company. In typical Jin fashion,
So you
he
just
never
walk
followed
like
up with
this
it
and
because
they
he
come
believed
to
it be
you?
a scam. Apparently, Jin was a very good-looking guy.
I don't
because
mind
years
going to
later,
Korea.
This time,
He was really very good looking guy.
student in Seoul, he was
Maybe
once
in the
again
future he
approached on the
became-
street. This time by
He's
an
a teacher?
executive at Big Hit Entertainment. He didn't sing, he didn't dance. He was at school to become an actor, and he decided to audition to become an actor. Big Hit, however, had different plans for him, and convinced him to become a vocalist for their new group. To do so, he literally learned to dance and sing starting from zero, but thankfully, not without
really
help
hard.
from other vocalists.
Basically, they found talent.
John Jungkook
We
initially
sta-
had dreams
all
of
the
becoming a
things
band
started
player
with this
when he was
guy. I
young.
started
But after
seeing
seeing
this
G-Dragon
group
perform
because of him.
Heartbreaker on television, it influenced him to want to become a singer instead. Because of this,
He's an
at
actor,
only
right?
age 14, he decided to audition for the South Korean talent show Superstar K. He didn't pass auditions, but this was just enough to catch the
Come on.
eye of not one company, not two companies.
Oh, come on, all the time there is a famous guys which you will see in the past of them that they really didn't pass in some, like TV shows or so on. They have some fails. So this one failed to become a really great one.
But 7 different companies.
Yeah, because he's
This included
singing
JYP.
No, leave it. Is he singing the World Cup? Of course, he become famous.
FNC, Woolham, Starship Entertainment, TS.
For me, I
Q,
know
and
him
of
before
course,
because
Big
of the
Hit
World
Entertainment.
Cup.
So why did Jungkook, given the choice of all these
Don't
big
know the
careers,
name,
decide
but
to
I
go
know the
with a
face.
relatively smaller company, Big Hit? The answer was simple. Because he thought, and I quote, RM was cool, so I wanted to sign with them. That brings the number of members to 5. The next member of BTS was just as surprised to find Big Hit as Big Hit was to find him, and it
This one
almost
is the last
didn't
one, right?
happen.
No, there's supposed to be one more.
Okay.
Yeah,
Kim Tae-young was always passionate about music, and it was
the youngest one.
always
It's
his
not
dream to
the
pursue
other
it as
one?
a career. However, it was hard, as his family
Okay.
was poor, his parents being humble farmers. His father told him that if he was passionate about music, he should learn an instrument, and he did, spending 3 years practicing with the saxophone. One day, one of his friends decided to audition for Big Hit Entertainment when they were holding auditions
I
in
know
his
the story.
hometown of Daegu. Taeyoung, being a good friend, came with him to keep him company. But when one of the team members in charge of the audition saw Taeyoung, he encouraged him to audition as well. With nothing to lose, he did. That day, he was the only one in Daegu to move on to the next round of auditions.
He just came with
and
his
eventually
friend and he
became
gets
trained
his-
for Big Hit Entertainment. They
I
decided
know
to
this
keep
one,
him
I
as
know
a
this one.
surprise member and didn't want to reveal him as one of the members until his debut. In the same vein, Big Hit had him choose something mysterious for his stage name. He decided to go with V for victory. Here seems like a nice round number to stop, right? 6 members for a new hip-hop group, 3 rappers and 3 vocalists. It seems like a complete group, but still
more.
there was something
1,
missing.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Someone was missing. Someone that could take this already great group of artists and push it even further to achieve perfection.
They are
A
all
powerhouse.
producers.
Someone so naturally
Producers.
talented that they could stand out in a room full of already talented artists. This project that Big Hit had embarked upon needed a capstone.
Basically, they are the Michael Jackson. Yeah, because they can
Park
dance, sing,
Jimin was a
rap.
naturally talented dancer. When he was in middle school, he attended a dance academy and continued
And they
to
have a
pursue
big
dance
follower
at
like
Busan
Michael
High School of
Jackson
Arts,
had back
where
in
he
the
studied
days.
contemporary dance
So-
and was the top student in the whole modern dance
Could
department.
be compared.
Impressed by his raw talent, a teacher encouraged him to audition for Big Hit Entertainment, who were holding auditions in Busan. He was only
Busan.
16
You
when
remember?
he
Train
passed the
to
audition
Busan.
and moved to Seoul to become a trainee. He was the final member of the group, and he also had the shortest training period.
Yeah, guys, I saw just out of context. No, it has nothing to do with the BTS. It's about the Korean movie and the drama. Yeah, and you were right about. She said in the comment she was right because the way my wife described the whole movie is she's on the Korea drama. So most of them goes like this, but it's true. There is action. There is a lot of things. So like Train to Busan. You remember
Yeah, I remember that.
the good cop, bad cop, the good cop,
Yeah.
the good cop, the mafia, and the devil.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
remember
different, and they have really good movies. To be honest, I encourage everyone to watch them. Yes,
Period. Interesting to note is that
Go
the
back.
group
No,
feels
we'll be
very
back.
much ragtag because, in a sense, with the exception of Jimin
this
and
is
J-Hope,
2013,
it
right?
was.
I think it's
RM
all
auditioned for
because
Big
I
Hit
remember
because
this
he didn't
style.
pass his auditions with the
I
first
remember.
company he chose.
And despite their amazing talent, Suga and Jungkook didn't win the competitions they were in, but they signed on with Big Hit after the fact because of their high quality performances. V never even planned on auditioning, but just decided to do it on a whim, and Jin, they literally just found Jin on the streets. But perhaps it was fate. This was the group that they chose, and just like that, in 2012, the newly created Bangtan Sonyeondan, the Bulletproof
So
Boy
the
Scouts,
mentor had a
simply
vision.
The
BTS,
group of Boy
was set.
Scouts.
The
BTS, the group of Boy Scouts.
boys.
Scouts.
That's all scouts.
They had the
But
group,
in
but they
Korean.
still needed the music.
Okay, got it.
In early 2013, they set out to create some social media presence for themselves before officially debuting, posting song covers on both SoundCloud and YouTube, which you can still go watch today.
In May, Big Hit launched a countdown clock on their website in preparation for BTS's debut album, complete with a trailer and a
To be honest with you, I will not give credit to the BTS. The BTS is a group. They're really good dancer.
Yeah.
They're really good singer, rapper. But you have to give credit to the mentor.
Yeah, he find all of them, he connect them, he made them work
And
together,
he's
and
still
he built a
making them.
team.
He's still making them relevant. It's not easy to make a group relevant. You have to understand that.
Well, yeah.
It's not, and they have a fan base that they are loyal. It's not easy. Also, and Michael Jackson, when they know the things he did when he go to trial and stuff, the people who love already start going out of from him. Like, oh, we
Yeah.
don't like him because it. Even didn't like to defend him because they was seeing stuff, even if he didn't do them. We all know, man. We all know that Michael didn't do that stuff. But anyway, it's another topic. They start making fun of him. It's all the time of the media. But what I'm saying is that the mentor have a vision, to, and I noticed this vision when he every day. I know the other video. Every day they need to spend, I don't know how many hours just to talk to the fans. Have you see this or no?
No, I haven't
They
seen
just
that.
need to when they was going through they need to spend literally like
To
to
talk to
tell
the fan.
about their days, how what's they doing, what the producer, and they engaged. That's
Oh.
how they stay relevant, and that's how they gain the majority of the fan. I think the mentor is
Really good one.
smart, too much smart in the
Ton of
business.
promotional material, including photos for the first time.
They are the
of
face
all
of the
members in
mentor. You know what I
official
mean?
lineup.
The kids of the mentor.
But yeah, I have to understand. But they cannot be someone without him.
Finally, the big day came. June 12th, 2013. BTS held a press conference and a debut showcase where they performed their two singles, No More Dream and We Are Bulletproof Part 2. The same day, the Too Cool for School album, as well as the music video for No More Dream, were released. The very next day, BTS performed the song again on their official debut stage on Mnet's M Countdown.
We need to react to Don't Cook Me with
This
Jack
was the
Harlow.
world's
It was
first
the
taste
most
of
people
BTS.
asking me for
Commercially,
it.
the album didn't
Okay.
do extraordinarily well. The lead
Asking me
single,
for Jack
No
Harlow
More
and-
Dream, peaked
because
at
Jack Harlow, you know him,
124
right?
in Korea, and the album sold only 24,000 copies during its first year. Bulletproof Part 2 didn't even chart. The first year wasn't all that great for BTS, but despite everything, people saw them. People saw the sparkle in their eyes and their limitless potential. And they were hot, of course. On July 9th, ARMY was established as BTS's official fandom. They made their comeback only 2 months later in September when they released their single No, along with their
She's
EP,
in
part
love
2
with
of
you.
what would be their school trilogy. Oh,
React to
Are You
that.
Late Too? In the music video for the single, they made a commentary on the harsh Korean education system, along with their previous themes of hopes and dreams. No peaked at 92 in Korea, but also quickly fell off the charts. The album debuted at number 4 on the Gaon Weekly chart and was the 55th best-selling album in South Korea that year. This was enough to secure them the coveted New Artist of the Year award at the Melon Music Awards, the Golden Disc Awards, and the Seoul Music Awards. Part 3 of the School Trilogy
Come on, but they're legend.
was released in February of 2014, the EP School Love Affair. This time, the lead single was Boy in Love, and the other single being Just One Day.
But to be honest with you, it's not hate or something. It's not hate. I'm not saying. I'm just saying my honest opinion. The reaction is about honesty, right? So I'm just saying, like, would you see yourself like listen to them in the morning?
In the morning,
Yeah, put headphones and listen to their group.
I literally had that.
Oh, okay.
I listened to some of them song. I really like it. Yeah, why not?
For me, I don't think I'm seeing. The only guy from this group that I'm come in the morning, wake up and put headphones and going to work or going to study. I would like to. It's only the leader, Jin. I can listen to it because it's my genre of music, rap. Even though I don't understand it, but still he rap really good, fast, have good music, good rhythm.
We're gonna change him.
Let's go. Just subscribe.
The album, as well as both singles, enjoyed moderate success, with the album topping the Gaon album chart as well as making its first international appearance at number 3 on the Billboard World Albums chart. The album also marked their first distinctive change in theme,
This is
focusing
Blackpink?
more on school life and young love, as evidenced by their Boy in Love music video. They also held their first fan meetings with a crowd of 3,000 in Seoul. BTS was doing well, that is, until July. This is unfortunately a dark
July.
chapter in the lives of BTS and ARMY. That's right, American Hustle Life. I'm joking, of course, but American Hustle Life was a reality show put together by Mnet that brought BTS to Los Angeles, where they had the unique
I saw this
opportunity
one.
to learn the true ways of hip-hop from the masters. And it was a pretty darn cringy opportunity, but an opportunity nonetheless. Whatever you do, just don't watch the
Cool.
orangey version of Boy in Love. You've been warned. However, cringe and all, the trip proved fruitful for BTS, making connections, performing their first US concert for free in front of 200 fans, as well as their first appearance at KCON. The next month, in August, BTS released their first full-length studio album.
You see, the mentor have a plan. He following the plan. He know exactly what he's doing. He take them from this to new level, to new level, and they keep moving. That's
Dark
how
and
they stay
wild.
relevant.
The album featured
Yeah.
2 singles, Danger and War of Hormones. The album featured a marked shift in sound with a touch of R&B and electronica. It was met with moderate success. It peaked at number 2 in Korea, selling over 200,000 albums. In October and again in May of the following year, BTS went on their first and second concert tours, known as the Red Bullet Tour, where they visited 13 different countries, including Japan, the Philippines, Australia, the US, Mexico, and many others. They also came out with their first Japanese album in December, Wake Up, featuring many Japanese versions of their songs as well as original tracks Wake Up and The Stars, followed by a Japan tour and a
They're
solo
Korean.
concert in Korea.
So why are they singing in Japanese? What? It's a Japanese version.
Although Dark and
They changing the songs on the Alg tour. So they moved to Japan, so they changed the song.
They know how to
try-
speak Japan?
I don't know.
Wild got decent attention, they needed something different. They needed something that would shake things up. They got to work. April 29, 2015 was their comeback. When this album was produced, each member had a hand in writing songs for the album. They again changed their sound
They're
from
also writer,
aggressive
right?
hip-hop to youthful, colorful styles. And not only their sound, but their image as well. This can be evidenced by their newest EP, The Most Beautiful Moment in Life. And just by looking at the album cover, they ditched the dark colors and the bulletproof vest symbol that had become so synonymous with BTS. And
They
replaced
they
it with a
didn't sing
simple
with
white and pink
the,
background overlaid with the title.
Selena
And then
Gomez?
They dropped the single
No,
that
it's
would
Cardi B?
change everything. I Need You.
don't think so.
You
It
sure?
was sentimental. It was hopeful. It was new. Just by
Because I
looking
read
at the
about
music
it
video,
in
we can see that
about
BTS has
2 years
also
ago.
ditched
They're
their
gonna
punk
make a
bad
song
boy
with
image and
I
replace
don't
it
know.
with
Cardi B
more
or
real,
Selena Gomez,
vulnerable,
I guess.
down-to-earth and youthful
believe it's a
feel. This proved to
Blackpink.
be the change that BTS
One of
needed
the
for
members.
mainstream
I
success.
remember.
Billboard called
It was
it
2 years
one of the
ago.
greatest K-pop songs of the decade. It charted at number 5 in Korea and even led them to their first music show
I was still
on
in Ukraine.
SBS MTV's The Show. And that wasn't all. They released their second single, Dope, on June 24th, which started off with a poignant line from RM.
Didn't fucked up the song.
How to
You
get the
cannot,
most
uh,
of Grammarly
I'm not looking up the
free.
song. It's a
Kayla
song
on
from
behalf of
American
Grammarly
song.
to tell you all about the
어서 와. 방탄은 처음이지?
Welcome. Is this your first time with BTS? And you know what? For a lot of people, it was.
Yeah, first
In a
time.
way, their
It's my
first
first
studio
time.
album and tour can be seen as their stepping stone between old school BTS and new school. In November, they came back with their follow-up EP, The Most Beautiful Moment in Life, Part 2, the second EP in what would be dubbed the Youth Trilogy, which featured the single Run.
But
The
now they
album
are singing
focused
in English.
even more on the frivolity, friendship, and carefree attitude that comes with enjoying one's youth. But just like
But
in
at that
I
time,
Need
most
You,
of them
contrasted
didn't
that
know
with
English.
suffering,
Only the
depression,
main
loneliness,
Yeah.
society, and
person
the
and
Yeah, I
the
saw it.
rapper.
sometimes
I learned
dark
it from
reality of life.
the TV show
Compare
Friends.
this with the far cry of the No More Dreams.
It's really
music video.
surprising how
It
he
felt
learned it
real.
from
It was
the
darker,
sitcom.
grittier, more humble, more meaningful, and most importantly,
Me, I
RM lost
spent
his mohawk.
basically all my
Run
hours in
also
school.
connected narratively with their previous single, I Need
He
You,
learned
and
it in
another
sitcom
video
and he
released in
speak it
September
better than me.
titled On Stage Prologue established what would come to be known as the BTS universe, or the BU,
Yeah, but
which would eventually combine music videos, short films, books, short stories, webtoons, and even a mobile game to create a cohesive story. And I won't go down this rabbit hole because there is a lot to digest, but it's definitely something to look into if you're a hardcore ARMY. The same month, they kicked off their third tour, The Most Beautiful Moment in Life on-stage tour, where they performed songs from their two recent EPs, Part 1 and Part 2. And Part 2 was a hit, their biggest so far. It topped the Weekly Gaon album and Billboard World Albums charts. And on
to be honest
Billboard,
with you, this documentary is more complete. It's more complete. He's speaking English, I understand, I don't need to read, and he's more complete than the other because the other one I need to read and they lost some parts. So I didn't keep up, didn't follow what they are saying.
yeah.
But with this one, I'm following really good.
That's good.
Yeah, this one
stayed
I'm
there
following.
for multiple weeks, the first K-pop act to do so. It also appeared on the Billboard 200 albums chart, not world albums, which was reserved for foreign non-English songs, but simply the top 200 albums, peaking at 171, which is kind of amazing considering that this was back in 2015. They also received Best World Performer at the 17th Mnet Asian Music Awards. This brings us to part 3 of the Youth Trilogy, The Most Beautiful Moment in Life, Young Forever, released on May 2nd, 2016, which featured probably my favorite BTS album cover. Young Forever was actually a compilation album of parts
I think
1
I
and
reacted
2,
to
so it
the
was
other
mostly the
video
same
they
songs,
asked
but it was
for.
notable that it had some new singles, Epilogue,
know.
Young Forever,
Yeah,
Fire,
the new
and
one. I
Savior.
react
The
to
latter
it.
two performed
I
exceptionally
just
well,
didn't
with
drop
both
it, guys.
songs
I
topping the
react to it. I
Billboard
react to
World
it
Digital
already. I
Songs
didn't
chart.
drop it.
This was also the second BTS album to chart on the Billboard 200 at 107, and it topped both the Gaon weekly and monthly chart, which earned BTS their first Daesang.
방탄소년단 축하드립니다.
Album of the Year at the 8th Melon Music Awards. They went on to do the second half of their tour.
I believe they so hard work for it that they're about to cry on it.
The Most Beautiful Moment in Life on Stage, Epilogue, selling out many of their concerts and even selling out KCON in the US where they headlined the event. In September, they dropped their second Japanese album, Youth, featuring Japanese versions of tracks from their previous 3 EPs, which went gold and peaked at #1 on Japanese charts. And only a month later, in October of 2016, it happened. BTS dropped their second studio album, Wings. It sold over 500,000 copies in its first week. In comparison, The Most Beautiful Moment in Life Part 1, released just the previous year, which topped the Gaon chart, sold about 500,000 in its entire lifetime. Wings was big, but the true showstopper was its lead single, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, which got them their first all-kill, topping 8 music charts in South Korea. Its music video gained 6 million views in the first 24 hours, which broke the YouTube
6
record for
million.
the highest number of views of a K-pop group music video within 24 hours. The album hit number 26 on the Billboard 200, the highest ever charting K-pop album on Billboard. They ended up selling 1.5 million copies in South Korea in 2016 alone, and it netted them the Artist of the Year award at the Mnet Asian Music Awards that same year, the first non-Big 3 artist ever to receive that award.
수상자는 방탄소년단.
Such a calm.
Because they know they're gonna win.
After Blood, Sweat, and Tears, they were on a roll. BTS was unstoppable. In February of 2017, they released the instant hit Spring Day, which, quoting a Korean reviewer, embodied nostalgia and sorrow and opened a new chapter in BTS's aesthetics and lyricism and attracted fans across generational boundaries. Which, by the way, is still on Korean charts after nearly 4 years, and the same day I'm writing this, it ranked number 53 on Melon. It won Song of the Year at the 9th Melon Music Awards. After the release of Spring Day, they went on yet another tour, the 2017 BTS Live Trilogy, Episode 3, The Wings Tour. The tickets sold out within minutes, including in the United States, the first K-pop artist to do so, and went on to win Best Social Artist at the Billboard Music Awards, the first for a Korean artist, but they would go on to win this award 4 years in a row. The next year was a period of massive growth
What you
for
said?
both the group.
They win this,
Oscar?
yeah, Oscar or how it's called?
Grammy?
Yeah, 4 years on the road.
Popularity as well as their style. They released the Love Yourself series, starting with Love Yourself Her in September of 2017, Love Yourself Tear in May of 2018, and Love Yourself Answer in August of 2018. 3 albums that gave us some of the most classic BTS songs that we know and love today, such as Mic Drop,
Haven't heard this one.
Fake Love,
This one I like.
Euphoria, Idol, and of course,
DNA.
all 3 albums were commercial successes.
I heard this
Her
one.
being their first album to top 2 million album sales. But Tear and Answer also did equally well. These 3
Yourself?
albums, as well as their Japanese album, Face Yourself, proved that they weren't done yet, not even close. During this time, they shattered countless records. Their singles went platinum, they topped charts, they won awards. And not only did they break YouTube records, but they broke records that they themselves set again and again and again. This is the period where BTS really started enjoying global recognition, working with huge Western artists such as Nicki Minaj, Designer,
Nicki
and
Minaj.
Yeah,
Stevie
I
Aoki.
told you.
It wasn't their first time having international features.
I didn't
on
say
their
Nicki
songs,
Minaj, I
but
said
it was
Cardi B.
definitely the
They don't
biggest.
remember,
And
it
even
was a
though
long
they
time
were
ago.
already, without a doubt, the biggest act to ever come out of South Korea, they
They-
had their eyes set.
They finish with broken record with other people. They start breaking their records
Yes.
from themselves.
even higher.
Ah, we finished with
They went
other
on tour
people.
once
Now
again
it's
for the
me
Love
against
Yourself
me.
World Tour.
Me against
During
me.
this tour, they collaborated with Steve
You know
Aoki
this guy?
to make the song "Wasted on Me."
I didn't know
Notable
he's
for being their
Korean.
first all-English
I didn't
feature,
know.
and it
Because
also
he's
served
Chinese.
as a
I don't
jumping
wanna
off
be
point for
racist, but
BTS
he
to
look
gain a
like-
following of English speakers. Not that they really needed the help,
No, I didn't
as
know
they
he's
sold out
Korean.
concerts even in the US leg of the tour, including at Citi Field in
I
Queens,
thought
New
he's
York, where
Chinese.
tickets sold out in
Shocked.
20 minutes. And as if that wasn't enough, they dropped the movie in November, Burn the Stage,
not
which
look for
in the US
haters
alone
right now.
grossed
I'm not.
3.54 million
No, it's
in the
not
first
racist.
weekend, breaking the record set by One Direction's movie This Is Us. In September,
Oh.
Armin had the unique opportunity to speak at the United
They
Nations,
break
where he
a
spoke
record
of
of
anti-violence
One
and
Direction
self-love.
movie.
2 years later, he would be offered to
Really?
speak on a second
The
occasion
one.
about
Oh, yeah.
persistence and
The One
hope in
Direction
the
movie
face of
did a lot.
challenges. And
I
to top it
remember
all
him.
off, in October, the president
I
of
watched
South
him.
Korea awarded every member
It was
of
a long time
BTS
ago,
the fifth class
2017.
As for me, it's a competition between BTS and One Direction because in one group and another group there are 7 members. They're singing, they're doing some stuff.
The other
and
one was
they-
only 5.
5?
5.
Don't remember. But as for me, they're kind of equal, but not in the,
The other
fun
one,
zone.
the other one have much more fan because he spoke a widely language that a lot of people understand. And this one, the debut of them started a little bit slow with Korean, then they
Yes.
moved to English, and they
Yes,
they are
yes.
attracting more English speakers.
They have a lot of fans right now, but only
They
in the
started
point
off-
that they were hard working at that.
Yeah, that's true. It's both of them
Hwangwon
hard work,
Order
to
of
be honest.
Cultural Merit for
But the other one
outstanding
ended up splitting.
meritorious services in the field of culture and
Because
art,
they didn't have
which
a
is one
good
of the
mentor.
highest South Korean
Once
orders of
again, we
merit.
go back all to the mentor. He is really good.
Yes.
Earned
I'm
one
giving
receive,
credit
and
all
that's
to the
no
mentor.
exaggeration. 2019 estimates put BTS's contribution to the South Korean economy to the tune of $4.65 billion each year, an equivalent to 0.3%
year.
of the
Each
country's
year.
GDP. They were the youngest to ever
It's-
receive the honor. 2019, BTS invited to the Grammys, Time Magazine, Billboard. BTS entered a new era. Not an era of simply global recognition,
They
but
cannot
global
bypass
dominance.
Imagine Dragons.
April 12th, 2019, enter Map of the Soul
I don't think
Persona. First things first, you can't mention Map of the Soul Persona without mentioning Boy With Love. It was simple math. What do you get when you cross the singer of one of the best charting songs of all time that went platinum 59 times in 13 different countries with, without a question, the most globally dominant pop group of all time? Well, you get this.
So I was going through Spice samples and I found this.
I don't care, brother.
Nothing less than an instant hit. Number 8 on Billboard Hot 100, platinum in the US, 21 music show wins, number 1 on iTunes in 67 different countries. The most liked and the most viewed YouTube video in the first 24 hours. The fastest video to reach 100 million views. A current view count of over 1
100
billion
million
views. 7 boys, 1 girl, and 7 different hair colors.
Who's this?
They were the talk of the town,
this?
invited to
It's not the girl.
I don't know. I know them. I don't know her.
No, she's also famous in America.
I have no
I
idea.
forgot her name. I forgot
talk
her
show
name.
after talk show after talk show. The second single on the album was Make It Right. Written by Ed Sheeran himself,
So
including a
smooth.
version featuring Lauv. The album debuted at number 1 on Gaon and sold 3.2 million copies its first month, and that's only in Korea. It became the best-selling album in South Korea ever. It swept every major Korean music show, winning Album of the Year in each one of them. They followed up this legendary EP with the Love Yourself, Speak Yourself World Tour, where they sold out both the Rose Bowl and the Wembley Stadium in only an hour, the only non-English speaking
An
act
hour.
to do so.
They
even
sold
performed as a
out
solo
in an
act
hour.
in Saudi Arabia, the first foreign act to do that.
They sing
The
also
last
with
stop of their
Snoop Dogg?
tour was at South Korea's largest venue, the Seoul Olympic Stadium. They ended
I
up
know. I
losing
just see it
$200
with
million.
Snoop Dogg.
During this time, they also created a visual novel style game for mobile devices called BTS World, where the player can
BTS?
interact with the members. This
saw
also
it
came
just
with an
with
original
Snoop Dogg.
soundtrack with tracks
They sing
unique
with
to the game,
Coldplay, with
featuring
Nicki
Western
Minaj,
artists. Zara
with Snoop
Larson,
Dogg,
Charlie
it is.
XCX, and Juice WRLD
They have a
for
song
the
with
tracks
Snoop Dogg.
Brand New Day, Dream Glow, and All Night, respectively.
Who's this?
In December
Juice
of
WRLD.
2019, the group swept the grand prizes for both the Melon and Mnet Music Award shows, the first artist to do that. Map of the Soul Persona was legendary, truly a marvel in modern music. So how could BTS follow up the best-selling album in South Korean history, you might ask?
Because they have a good mentor.
Easy. make an even better
You
selling
need to
album.
give credit to the man.
And that's what they did
to
with
the
Map of
manager.
Soul 7.
And they
the album
work
was released
hard.
on February 21st.
They work hard, but the
2020,
manager
featuring the singles
also.
Black Swan.
He's the one who behind the.
And on. And sold over 4.1 million albums in just the first week, and the first Korean album to be certified as quadruple million on the Gaon Music Chart. It debuted at #1 on music charts all over the world, including the US.
So basically every album.
Including US.
Yeah,
and
every
much of
album
Europe.
they
It's
start
not
putting
an
is
exaggeration to say
becoming
that this album
the
left
world
a
one.
permanent mark on the world, launching BTS into legendary status and becoming the best-selling artist in South Korean history. BTS had scheduled a Map of the Soul tour for April of that year, which would have undoubtedly outsold their record-breaking tour only a year prior.
I believe they opened the door for Blackpink as well.
I think too. Yeah.
But unfortunately,
They will not
the
be
COVID
famous the other one
pandemic
without
caused the
those.
entire
Yep.
tour to be
I think yes.
postponed, including the show at the Rose Bowl.
They are
which I
only
was
girls,
supposed to
right?
attend. But that didn't stop BTS, who
What does it mean only girls?
Blackpink.
Yes, it's a band from a girls, but only girls it sounds like
I said they are only means this one BTS only for men and the other
yes,
one only for,
yes,
for
that's
girls.
right,
That's what I
right,
meant.
That's right.
It's like they're trying to make in the mirror. Like you had a band for
With the
for
boys?
men who
Yeah.
breaking records. Now we need
A
for
girl who
women
do
to
the
break
same.
records
Yeah.
to do the same. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
performed virtual concerts, spoke at the Dear Class of 2020 graduation event, and released the Japanese version of their recent album with an original Japanese single, Stay Gold. And to top it all
In
off,
Japanese
this was
style.
only June. At this point, it was clear that BTS had already dominated their home turf, and they had topped the music charts.
Of course, they
all
finished
over
with
the
their
world.
home.
This time, their sight was set for
That's
the
right.
very top. Remember that scene in The Social Network where
Mm-hmm.
Mark and Sean talk about how they don't want $1 million, they want $1 billion? How they're not interested in catching 14 trout, but they'd rather catch an 800-pound marlin? Well, that's what they set their sights on. The marlin, the biggest music industry in the world, the United States. And at the top of that music industry,
That's why they need to
number
speak
one
English.
on Billboard Hot 100. This small group from a company that virtually no one had heard about 8 years ago planned to take on Goliath himself and dominate the American industry on their home turf. And all they had to do was speak English.
See, that's what I was saying, because One Direction had get too much
Fast famous
fast
because of the
because
English.
of the English is worldwide and people really relate with you and they understand the lyrics, and it took them too much if they speak English from beginning and they
Yeah.
made song from beginning. You see how much this one gonna spread than the others.
Anyway, say
They took the long road, but they still relevant. The other one took
and
short
they
one
still
and
successful too much.
they split.
August 21st.
Much more than One
Enter-
Direction.
I don't want to receive hate from the One Direction fans because I really like the One
Oh, I
Direction.
like this one.
Are you telling
Their
me
first
they are the
English
singer of this
single
song?
simultaneously performed better than anyone had expected, but at the same
Are you telling
time
me who
is
they sing
exactly
this song?
what we as an audience had come to
Sure.
expect from the legendary boy
This song
band
is from them?
themselves. And they did it. They reached number one on the US
To be honest with you,
Billboard
I
100,
listened to it.
the Global 200, and
So
the
I
Global
cannot be
excluding
full.
US chart. And they made sure that if you hadn't heard of them before, you definitely have now. And if that wasn't already the biggest flex, on October 2nd, they came out with Savage Love BTS Remix with Jason Derulo,
Wait,
No, this one is for
getting
Savage.
number one on the
Jason
okay.
Derulo. It's not them. They
Again,
just did
less
the
than 2
TikTok.
months
That's
after
for
already
it.
getting it number one with Dynamite, and on the Global 200, where they actually replaced
Hey,
themselves
this
at
is
number
the
one,
one that
the
she
first
said
artist to do so ever. And this is where we stopped in the original video, October of 2020. So, what's happened since then? Well,
They went to the army, right?
not much.
some of them started. Not
On
much.
November 20th, their fifth studio album, B, was released, featuring the hit single Life Goes On. B was met with critical acclaim and hit number one on Billboard 200 and the World Albums Chart, the fifth BTS album to do so, along with topping worldwide charts in countries like Belgium, Canada, Japan, New Zealand, Norway, Poland, Portugal, and of course, their hometown, South Korea. And in spite of all these accolades, perhaps the biggest winner was Life Goes On. A synth-pop showstopper encouraging its audience to continue living life even in the midst of a global pandemic. The message was clear: don't give up, life goes on. It hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, the third BTS song to do so. BTS gave the fans what they wanted with Life Goes On. Life Goes On joined the exclusive club of only 8 songs to ever top the Billboard Hot 100 that were not in English, a title most recently held by Despacito. But it was the first to do it in BTS's native tongue, Korean.
Sleeper, Bad Bunny, and Tiny. Intentions by Justin Bieber and Quavo. Dynamite by BTS. Rain on Me.
The same month, the Academy announced that BTS's Dynamite would be nominated for the Best Pop Duo Group Performance, along with songs by J Balvin, Justin Bieber, Lady Gaga, and Taylor Swift. This marked the first time a Korean pop artist was nominated for a Grammy. In December, BTS was invited to sing for Disney's holiday sing-along. And on New Year's Eve, Big Hit put on a New Year's concert where they performed again.
To be honest
Things look
with you,
really good
this
for
song is
BTS
good.
and their Grammy nomination.
No, this
especially
song is
since
good.
on
I really
March
like
4th, 2021,
Percussion.
the official news came.
Yeah,
The
this song is
International
really good, but I
Federation
didn't
of
know
the
that they
Phonographic
sing it.
Industry, or IFPI, announced BTS as the Global Recording Artist of the Year, an award given to the best-selling artist of 2020, period, beating out 9 other prominent Western artists, making them
They
the first
even beat
artist from Korea,
Eminem.
but perhaps more
No, they
importantly,
didn't
the
beat
first
Eminem.
non-English artist
Oh,
to do
shit.
so. Later that month, the Grammys, the main event that everyone was waiting for, finally arrived. With bated breath, BTS
For
and
me,
the
Eminem
world
is still the GOAT.
watched. And, well,
And the Grammy goes to Rain on Me, Lady Gaga, Ariana Grande.
They lose, right?
they didn't win. However, they made history for being the first South Korean artist to
But
perform at the
anyway, they
Grammys
reached
after
it.
presenting at the Grammys the year
To be
prior.
honest, the
Mark-
surprise is that they hit the Grammys. It's the first album, who is foreigner album,
Yeah.
who doesn't speak English, and they hit the Grammy, and they had a big shot to win it.
31st, 2021, Big Hit Entertainment officially rebrands as HYBE.
But I would like to know how the
Completely
army
revamped
took it.
organization. BTS now falls under Big Hit Music, which is now a subsidiary of HYBE Labels, a division of the HYBE Corporation. 2 days later, HYBE acquires Scooter Braun's Ithaca Holdings. Scooter Braun Projects is a subsidiary of Ithaca Holdings that manages several artists, including Ariana Grande, Justin Bieber, J Balvin,
just-
Carly Rae Jepsen, Black Eyed
You don't
Peas,
like
Demi
Justin,
Lovato, and others, which means that
Because
those
you
artists
remember
are
him
now
in
part of
back.
the same
Yeah,
family
If you
I
listen to
remember
him more
BTS.
right now, you're gonna
Then,
listen
at
to
long
good
last,
songs.
BTS announced their highly anticipated follow-up single to their smash English hit Dynamite, and that single was Butter. May 21st, 2021.
Smooth like butter, like a criminal undercover. Don't
It didn't disappoint. The
I
retro
need the
summer
song.
pop hit met immediate success and universal praise. Butter was yet another number
copyright,
one
that's
on the
why
Billboard
he
Hot
doesn't
100 and once again topped the charts around the world. Not only that, but it had 3.9 million viewers at its premiere, which broke the previous record held by Dynamite. It also broke the record for fastest YouTube video to reach 10 million views and 100 million views, both.
That's a good example. Like you need to work on yourself in every year. You know, like
Improve.
improve yourself.
You know what I
much
like?
more.
You know what I like? It was started me against this. Now it end up me against me.
Yeah.
Me against me. That's what I
Wanna
like.
be better me.
Also previously
Yeah,
held
because
by Dynamite.
if I need to preach a little bit, you shouldn't think who's your how to.
It was the most
I don't
viewed
need
music
to
video
type.
on YouTube in the first 24
Let's
hours
just
with
focus on-
108.2 million views, once again surpassing the 101.1 million views set by Dynamite. And finally, at 11 million streams on its first day on Spotify, it once again set a new world record. And as an amazing gesture,
World
RM makes a shout out
record.
to BTS's fans, ARMY, who helped them
They
get to
already
where they are
become
today.
so.
Army.
All of this is to say, it was really big.
Their new single broke streaming records on Spotify and YouTube.
Obsessed with this song. Is really, really amazing.
I mean, what is the inspiration behind the new song?
Butter. Butter?
Butter.
Butter.
Better.
That's what butter's about.
Billboard's longest running #1 song of 2021, spending 10 weeks atop the chart, beating out Olivia Rodrigo's Driver's License.
Yeah, we're here for the BTS. A drink and fries, chicken McNuggets, and one more thing. Two more things.
sweet chili sauce, and cake.
On May 26th, the BTS meal launched.
Get the BTS meal at McDonald's.
Yeah, that happened.
Я це люблю.
June 16th, BTS releases their third Japanese compilation album known as BTS The Best. It instantly hit #1 on Japan's Oricon chart and sold over 1 million albums, the first and only Korean boy group so far to accomplish this feat. The new Japanese single, Film Out, was released 2 months earlier and debuted at #1 on the Oricon chart. And as an interesting fact, charted at 185 on the Billboard 200 excluding US chart, joining Dynamite and Life Goes On, making BTS the only artist to ever have 3 songs in 3 different languages on the Billboard 200. On July 1st, following an organizational restructuring, the Hype Corporation announced that Hitman Bang, our same Hitman Bang who got the boys together, resigned as CEO of the company in order to focus on his passion for music production. And while he is still the chairman of the board of directors, he was replaced as CEO by Park Ji-won. On July 7th, BTS became official models for Louis Vuitton as they walked the runway for part of their men's fall-winter 2021 collection. They were named as ambassadors only 2 months prior, and then for their teaser trailer, they forgot to put V in the video.
How was
Finally,
possible?
That brings us to July 9th, Permission to Dance. The hit song, which was written by Ed Sheeran, spreads positive vibes as the world starts to recover from the global pandemic. Its YouTube debut saw 72.3 million views in the first 24 hours, placing itself at number 6 of the top 10 most viewed music videos in the first 24 hours. Out of BTS's past 5 singles, 3 of them have been fully in English. And while this trend has been concerning for some fans who have been wanting more traditional Korean pop songs, there's no denying that BTS has enjoyed global recognition like no other international and particularly non-English group before them, and that itself is a sign of success that can't be ignored. And as a fun fact, there's a line in the song referencing legendary singer-songwriter Elton John.
When it all seems like it's wrong, sing along to Elton John and to that feeling.
He gave the song his personal approval. That same month, BTS once again tops the Billboard Hot 100 with Permission to Dance, marking number 5 of BTS singles that have topped the Billboard Hot 100. In August, Big Hit officially cancels the Map of the Soul tour due to the pandemic. But to everyone's surprise, only a month later they announced Permission to Dance on-stage tour, being their first live concert since 2019. The tour kicked off with a concert in Seoul in October, but later announced dates for Los Angeles in November and December. Barely 2 months after their previous #1 hit, BTS collaborates with legendary British rock band Coldplay to drop yet another #1 hit on Billboard's Hot 100 with My Universe. In November, BTS wins Artist of the Year at the American Music Awards.
The American Music Award goes to
BTS! I love her reaction. BTS! Oh my gosh.
Not only were they the first K-pop group to ever win the award, but they were the first Asian act ever to win that award.
Next,
what does it mean?
we have Best Pop Duo
That's
or
a hurt.
Group Performances.
How this is a
The
hot?
nominees are
Look at this. Look at
Butter
this.
by
Just look at
BTS.
I didn't get it.
That's a heart.
How this is a hot? This is a hot.
It looks same. Yeah, check.
The same week, they were nominated for a Grammy
How it's
for
the same?
Best Pop Group Performance.
doesn't
From
say
November
anything.
27th to December 2nd, BTS held its first international concert since 2019 in Los Angeles, California, the Permission to Dance on-stage tour. And, well, it was insane. They were to perform at the SoFi Stadium, one of the largest stadiums in the United States, and coincidentally, it would be the same stadium that held the Super Bowl.
Wembley?
Pre-sales started
No,
October
I
5th
thought
for
it's
those
in
who bought
Britain.
VIP soundcheck tickets.
No matter.
And though ticket sales for the general public were supposed to start on October 9th, they ended up selling out before it even started. Demand for the tickets were so high that scalpers were reselling tickets for up to $40,000. Thankfully, we were one of the lucky ones, and we were able to snag a few tickets and finally see them in person.
Ladies and gentlemen,
We got that.
It felt like a farewell concert, and it really was supposed to be, with the uncertainty about the future of the world, as well as Jin's enlistment looming over the group's head. But thanks to recently passed South Korean legislation known colloquially as the BTS law, the group had been granted a postponement on their mandatory military service until further notice.
So they have a
And just
worldwide
to show that they weren't
Yes.
done yet,
fans.
only
Like
2
all
months
over the
later,
world.
tour
Yes,
dates were added for
they
April
are.
8th, 9th, 15th and 16th
From my
in Las Vegas,
country,
Nevada.
Algeria, I
On
never
December
met
6th,
someone who
2021,
knows.
BTS surprised
Just
their
don't know.
fans as they launched
They have-
individual
Okay, maybe I
Instagram
don't know.
accounts
Algerian,
for the
please
first time
comment
ever.
if you're
In
a
doing
fan
so,
of
V broke the
BTS.
record for the fastest time to reach 1 million followers on Instagram in just 43 minutes. And then he also achieved the fastest time to reach 10 million followers after only 4 hours and 52 minutes.
10
The same
million
day, the
followers
group
in
announced
4
that they were
hours?
suspending activities in order to take an extended period of rest so that they could spend more time with their family. And this is crazy. This is only their second break that they've ever taken since their debut in 2013, which is just such a testament of how hard they actually work.
This
The break
documentary is better
was
because it
definitely
explained to me
well
everything.
deserved.
상자는 우리의 멋진 방탄소년단.
축하합니다. 방탄소년단 버터.
방탄소년단.
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 On December 11th, BTS swept the Mnet Asian Music Awards, winning all 4 Daesangs. This marks the 3rd consecutive year that BTS has swept the awards, showing no signs of slowing down in their home country. In February, BTS won IFPI's Best Selling Artist of the Year award for the 2nd time in a row, the only artist ever to do so, and only the 3rd artist to win more than once, along with Taylor Swift and Drake. Impressive considering how new BTS is on the international stage compared to the others. On March 25th, Snoop Dogg officially confirms an upcoming collaboration with BTS that
See?
he'd been hinting at
Told
since
you.
January of the
So I
same
wasn't
year.
wrong.
Funny enough, he admits that he didn't know at the time exactly how big they were.
We're getting calls from the biggest artists in the world. I got a group named BTS that's waiting on me to do a song with them right now, and I'm trying to figure out if I got time to do this.
Regardless, it's nice to see BTS revisit their hip-hop roots every now and
So
then.
they did it,
And that brings
right?
us to today.
Okay, I'm gonna check it.
Sunday, April 3rd, 2022. BTS had been previously nominated for the Grammys once before, and even then, they were by far the most accomplished and critically acclaimed artists in their category. And they
Oh, come on. He's like a proud dad around the kids which
No, no,
grow
no, no,
up
no,
and
no.
made his
I'm
living.
I'm not taking.
living.
I'm not taking any credit from them. They didn't accomplish. I'm just saying he had a vision also
Yeah,
nicely.
he had a vision, yes.
And the
that's
work is on them. Of course, they need to work to get there, like where they are right now. They need to work for it. All I'm saying is that he had the biggest.
they didn't win. Unfortunately, history repeated itself. They once again were snubbed of the trophy. Some might regard
Snubbed?
this as
Is
a
it true?
huge
They
loss,
lost.
a huge blow to BTS. And
They
their
lost
fans.
against who?
Sure, some might say that
Don't
they
know.
missed out on the most prestigious music award the world can give. Right? I'd argue, no, not really. I'm sure if they had won, Army around the world would celebrate as BTS wins against all odds in a rigged award show skewed towards American English-speaking songs. But the truth is, they never needed to win an award to garner any sort of praise. They don't need a trophy to be validated. They were able to do that all on their own. Boy bands come and go, but BTS continues to prove themselves by pushing the envelope, pushing themselves to the limit. BTS sets new records, they smash decade-long records, and then they replace themselves by
course,
breaking
me
their own
against
records
me.
by the very
Exactly.
next thing that they do. That's just what BTS does. From humble beginnings in their old studio dance practice room to selling out the world's largest stadiums,
Yeah, but
these
to
seven
be
boys
honest,
have
it's
crawled
a
their
little
way-
bit harder to win in America a Grammy or what.
Yeah, for sure. Especially
It's strict. It's strict. Some people deserve it, they didn't get it. And some people don't, they get it. So we all know it's rigged.
way
It's
up to the
normal, it's
top
rigged.
Thanks to their own blood, sweat, and tears. They dominate a world that 10 years ago
And
would have been
Eminem spoke
unthinkable
about this
for
a
any
long
Asian
time
group.
ago. That's
Yeah.
why
5 years ago, the
this is
majority of
big.
people you'd meet would
This why it doesn't surprise me they didn't win, because Eminem spoke about it a long time ago. They say I don't want to come and just to applaud someone. He just mumble like saying some dumb shit on songs and it make it catchy, so he won a Grammy. And you just bring me for the views, like, oh, Eminem is here, oh, Jay-Z is here, oh, this one is here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe they brought them just for the views, to get more views, like from the army, just to,
Yeah, maybe.
and they made them lose again. It's rigged in America. It's all the
Wouldn't
time
have
like
listened.
this.
Maybe they made them lose to again come in the next year. In the next year, make same
to
agiota.
K-pop or even heard of K-pop. In the past year, their popularity has grown so much that we often
Yeah, because
forget how
me,
groundbreaking they are
I'm
as a
not
group.
gonna. I will say that I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan, but I don't like.
Yet.
But I don't like when but seriously, but I don't like when someone is working too much hard for it and they stop him from
Yeah.
doing what he's doing best. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's all I'm saying. If they meant to be for them, it's meant to be for them. Do not bring them and then rig them on it if they deserve it, because you see how much records they broke in that year and they didn't win it. Same.
Yeah, that's
It's
kind of.
basically like, if we speak football, like Cristiano with Messi. Some years Cristiano deserved it and he didn't take it, and some years Messi deserved it and he didn't take it. It's all about the Grammys.
How much progress
the
they've
trophies
made
are
in
not
such little
anymore
time
like
on the world stage,
before.
not only for themselves, but for Korean and Asian representation for a whole. From the early days of their first fan meetings to today, a staggering 41 million members of ARMY have been with them, some since the beginning, but others joining along the way. Each one of us started following them because of one of their songs that spoke to us, or maybe it was something that they said, or their amazing talents that spoke for themselves, or maybe it's something they stood for, or maybe you just think they're hot. And that's fine too. Regardless of the reason you initially started following them, the important thing is that you're here for it, and that you're along for the ride, and that you continue to find beauty in the things that they do, because according to the group themselves.
That's really spoke well. Thank you to being with the Toxic Couple channel, and see our next video, our next reaction.
Yeah, so guys, we finished with this reaction. I get the full story behind it, so we're gonna go back to reacting to songs right now because I get the full story behind it. If you send me the link, I will do a reaction of what you want specifically. If you don't want, send me the links. So I'm just gonna choose one by myself, and yeah, that's all. That's all I have to say for today. And it was a nice experience to know how it started, and how it went, and how it is, and to understand better.
And subscribe.
Yeah, don't forget to subscribe, guys.
You wanted to say
No,
don't subscribe.
no.
Subscribe.
See you guys. See you guys. See you guys.
See you.